Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. This is a timeless collective reading for anyone with major Cancer placements, or if you were just intuitively guided here, I'm sure there's a message for you as well. So, very interesting things are already unfolding in your reading. I hadn't pulled any cards yet. I have several pulled now, but before I pulled them, I was just sitting with your energy, and the very first thing that came through was the image of a little wooden boat with a white sail on the ocean. You were in the boat, you were the only one in the boat, and there was nothing as far as the eye could see, just wide open ocean. So it felt kind of lonely, but also incredibly peaceful. The ocean was calm, the sun was shining, it was kind of beautiful. And I thought that was so interesting because in Virgo's reading that I just filmed yesterday, the analogy of the ocean also came through for them, 111 on the timer. And what came through for Virgo was that the surface of their emotions, aka the surface of this ocean, it's very turbulent and choppy, and they need to disconnect from other energies in order to sink deeper into the subsurface of the ocean of their emotions, right? But for you, it feels like the inverse. It feels like the surface is peaceful, and you're enjoying that, even if there is some kind of element of isolation. Then I pulled your oracle cards, and 4 came out all at once, and 2 of the 4 are the same exact cards that came out for Virgo. So there's some kind of overlap here between you and Virgo. So the 4 cards that have come forward are Mind, and then the 2 that came out for Virgo, Humility, and Escape. And look at that boat, that little wooden boat on the ocean. And then the last one is Union. So it feels to me like you are really focused. I'm hearing dedicated. You're dedicated to not letting your thoughts get the best of you anymore. More so than just unraveling your thoughts. It's not, I feel like you're not necessarily analyzing your thoughts in this very logical, dissecting way. It feels like over and over and over again, you're just recognizing, like, yep, that thought is disturbing my peace, it's gone. It's disturbing my peace, it's gone. Like you're disidentifying from your thoughts more than analyzing them. And it's because you're recognizing that this kind of disidentification from your thoughts is the thing that's bringing you peace. And peace of mind is the thing that ultimately creates peace of heart, tying the mind card to the union card, the 2 kind of bookends in the 4 cards here. Peace of mind creates peace of heart. I just saw a crow go right by my window. So there is kind of an element, again, there's this element of isolation here. Either you're experiencing that or Spirit is inviting you to experience isolation, to not be afraid of loneliness at this time. Spirit is confirming that any kind of work you're doing to cultivate a greater sense of inner peace for yourself is absolutely what you should be doing. This union card, obviously it speaks to connection and intimacy. I feel like, I'm seeing the 2 of Cups. It's giving me 2 of Cups. There's this deepening kind of knowing within you that this sort of union that maybe you want with somebody else outside of you or something outside of you, any kind of deep, true, intimate union with someone or something outside of you, it's born from this inner peace. It can only come through this inner peace, which you are now giving to yourself, very much so. I just love the fact that that boat came through, and I saw the boat immediately when I connected with you. Well, in the ocean, the ocean, of course, being water, again, it's tied to emotions. And the surface is still because of the disidentification with your thoughts, right? The thoughts you think determine what you feel. What you think and believe has that direct correlation to your emotional state, you know? So disidentifying with your thoughts, it's not avoidance, right? It's not avoidance, it's not denial of the truth. It's like you're realizing the bigger truth here, which is that your thoughts have absolutely no power over you unless you give it to them, and you're done doing that. Let's go a little bit deeper. Should I keep pulling oracle cards? Yes, I'm hearing a few more. The question is coming to me, what thoughts have you been believing up to this point that have been keeping you in pain? And now you're kind of realizing, oh, wait a minute, that it's just a thought. I don't actually have to believe that. It's not automatically true. Just because it crosses my mind doesn't make it true. The work of Byron Katie is also coming to my mind. If you have not heard of her before, I highly recommend that you check her out. She created a process that's quite literally called The Work, and it is designed specifically for questioning beliefs. Tell me more. What else does Cancer need to know or do at this time? I just got 1010 in my mind's eye. Change. It's time to turn the page. Oh, I love this. This came through in the last collective reading. You are the author of your life. You get to write your own story. If you are conscious and aware, which many people are not, but you are. You are. It's like the page is already turning. You don't even have to turn it. I feel like Spirit is saying the page of your life is turning. There's an opportunity here for you to really experience a blank slate, a clean slate, and a fresh start in your life. Your story hasn't been written yet. You get to write it. And you're really stepping into that conscious, empowered creator mode because you're not controlled by your thoughts so much. Your thoughts are not your truth. Your truth lives in here. Whatever story you've been kind of telling yourself up to this point that has been determining the course of your life, it's like it's dissolving. It's dissolving, and your energy feels like almost like it's priming itself to embody a new story, not just tell a new story, but live a new story. Surrender. There's the ocean again. Let's get one more. Look at how peaceful she is. Despite the rain and the thunder and the tsunami, the lightning, look at her face. She's absolutely serene. I feel like Spirit is saying, surrender to the change that is happening for you. There's a tidal wave of change. And again, ocean, water, this is emotions. The nature of your emotions is in flux in response to your new relationship to your mind. Surrender to the change that is naturally happening because it is a reflection of your growing authenticity, your healing. I'm just hearing your changing nature Practice. Practice surrendering. Spirit wants you to, I'm hearing, stay true to something. Stay true. Stay consistent. Stay in the practice of something. I don't know what. I mean, it's going to be different for each and every one of you. Practice, practice, practice. You know, the analogy came through in a mentorship session a little while ago, and I'll never forget it because it was so powerful in that moment. Well, the quote is coming to mind: before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water, right? It's this idea of consistency, devotion, practice. If you knew that you were building a house for yourself, but just one brick at a time, one day at a time, for a very long time, you're going to feel like you're not making any progress. Like, why am I bothering to lay down these bricks every day? Why? Like, the change isn't happening. I'm not seeing tangible results. This is taking forever. Is this even making a difference? But if you stay consistent, if you just keep showing up for your daily practice of something, laying down the bricks, eventually it is inevitable that you will have built an entire house. It's inevitable, right? So there's something here about not going for instant gratification, but understanding the compound effect over time of even devotion to even the tiniest little thing. So what do you want to be devoted to in the long run? What are you, let's say, what are you willing to wait for? Even though there really is no such thing as waiting, because you can become the, energetic match to whatever you want right now. What are you willing to work for in the long term? Now that you're cultivating this deep inner peace, and I feel a sense of clarity, what is worth your devotion? Compassion at the bottom of the deck. Compassion for yourself, first and foremost. Your heart is your compass. You see how all of the points on the compass here are hearts? Your heart is your compass. So I would say practice surrendering to your heart, no matter where it leads you, even if it seems crazy. Follow your heart, not your head, right? All right, let's go into tarot here. All right, where do we go from here? Okay, Spirit is saying go into what Cancer is moving away from and what they're moving towards. Interesting. Alrighty. I just cut the deck on the Ace of Swords. Feels like you've already had an epiphany about something. Feels like you're on the other side of having an epiphany. And now what? I'm hearing, now what? You've identified the truth of something, so now what? All right, what is Cancer moving away from? What is Cancer moving away from? Oh, good. 10 of Wands. With the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Oof, yeah, this is the dictionary definition of emotional baggage. This is emotional baggage that you have been carrying for, I'm hearing years. I'm just drawn to the fact that this King of Cups has the shell over, not just on his head, but over his eyes. Do you see that? this is like this feeling of being weighed down, like you wanting so desperately to give your whole heart to someone or something, but it feeling like a burden. It's like, I'm hearing your heart was not in. Okay, this is exactly what I'm hearing, but then I'm going to clarify what it means. Your heart was not in the right place. That does not mean talking about your intentions. It means literally where you were trying to give your love was not meant for you. That's what that means. You can have all the love in the world, but if you give it to the wrong person, place, thing, job, anything, it won't matter. It just will not be fulfilling. It will not be reciprocated. You will not feel seen. It doesn't matter how amazing of a person you are and how much love you have to give. If it's not being given where it is wanted, you know? So this is really good. You've moved through, or you're moving away from Ten of Wands, burden. So maybe that was the epiphany that you've already had. This is never going to work. This is never going to feel good. It doesn't matter how devoted I am to this, how consistently I practice something or show up for something. It's just not meant to be. So what is Cancer moving towards? What is Cancer now moving towards, Spirit? Nine of Pentacles. And Four of Pentacles at the bottom. Cultivating, nurturing, establishing your own energetic abundance. And potentially physical abundance as well. Maybe financial abundance. But two pentacles here. This is pure physical, energetic abundance, as well as material abundance. Take it how it resonates. So with the Four of Pentacles underlying everything, this is kind of you maybe choosing yourself in a way you never have before, choosing to stop leaking your energy where it's not even potentially wanted. Saving your energy for yourself, harnessing your energy for yourself, allowing your energy to, I'm hearing like accumulate and rebuild within you so that you can experience energetic overflow. The Nine of Pentacles is self-made abundance. And yes, she is alone. She is alone. She created this abundance for herself, by herself. And now she's enjoying it on her own. So it depends, right? Like on one hand, you could perceive that as loneliness. On the other hand, you could perceive it as self-union and true empowerment. So you're just moving towards abundance from the inside out. Because you were giving, trying so very hard to give of your emotional depth for a very long time without reciprocation. Is that the right word? So as soon as you stop doing that, which I think you have, all of that love that you were trying to give, all of that energy that you were expending on something, someone outside of you, you can feed it to yourself. And it's going to create abundance. That's beautiful. Okay. So, 1919. Let's just see your general energy really quickly. I don't feel like Spirit wants to focus too much on that. Show me Cancer's general energy right now. The Empress. Okay. When I was shuffling, I heard heart, but then specifically heart throb. And I'm not totally sure what that means, but I mean, like, I know what that means, but like energetically, I'm feeling into the vibration behind that word. Heart throb almost gives the impression of the Three of Swords, but also the Lovers at the same time. And you've got the Empress. You are the Empress right now. And look at that. I mean, yeah. With the Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So you are still... Wow. Ooh. I just want to show you these two together. I don't know why, but the two of them together just feels very powerful. I mean, you're just choosing yourself. You're choosing yourself. And of course, the Eight of Cups, she's literally swimming through the ocean. You are still in the process of walking away from that emotionally unfulfilling situation. You are still moving on some level from that emotionally draining situation or this kind of emotional baggage that you realized you did not have to carry. But the Eight of Cups, you know, this energy of walking away from something unfulfilling, it's at the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of this undercurrent. It's not the first thing, which is the Empress. So, you know, even though you are still moving through this letting go and moving on energy, it just doesn't, it feels like you're in the last stages of that. Your energy is dominated by the Empress. It's that surrender card, right? Divine Feminine. Surrendering to what is about you. Surrendering to what is about life. Full acceptance of what gives you energy and what doesn't. What is right for you and what is wrong for you. Total non-resistance to life-giving energy. You're choosing life for yourself. And when I look at the Empress's face here, I see someone who is not controlled by their mind. She is not overthinking. She is pure feeling. Look at her expression. Clearing your mind and not being so controlled by your thoughts, it's allowing you to feel more deeply and more clearly than ever before. That's why you know you have to move on. The Empress is also, you know, the energy of fertility. Again, life-giving success, life-giving energy. Moving on from whatever you're moving on from, the emotional baggage, etc. It's making space for more life force energy to move through you, and it will allow you to create something completely new and radically authentic. What's the challenge that Cancer's facing right now? What is the challenge that they're facing, Spirit? Six of Cups. With the Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is just feeling a longing for what was, or maybe what you thought was. The Six of Cups is nostalgia. Reminiscing on the past, reminiscing on the good times, reminiscing on what potentially did work. And the Six of Swords is moving on from it. Trying to move on from something while still carrying the memory of it. There was love, there was sweetness here. There was compassion, going to that Compass Oracle card. There was compassion and sweetness and gentleness on some level, maybe even a true soul connection to someone or something outside of you, I feel, that you were giving to. And you're going to carry that memory with you forever. It just makes it hard to move on because the memories, okay, this concept of romanticizing the past is coming through these two cards. It's very easy to romanticize the past, to focus only on what was good and forget what wasn't, right? Your challenge is to accept the full reality of what was, the good and the bad, and move on anyway. And I mean, look, the Six of Swords. I mean, again, it's you in the wooden boat on the ocean, right? So what's the advice? So, what is this for you? Is it a relationship? Is it a job? Is it a living situation? Is it maybe even a relationship stemming all the way back to childhood? The Six of Cups can indicate also past life connections. Maybe this is an emotional relationship to yourself, just a way of thinking about yourself and relating to yourself. What is it for you? Advice for Cancer. Ace of Pentacles. Goes right back to the Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. You have an opportunity. It's like because of your own changing nature, Spirit, the universe is responding. And Spirit is going to be delivering an opportunity for you to, I'm hearing, reclaim your natural abundance, whether that's abundance of life force energy or abundance of material wealth, both, just abundance. Three of Wands. Look to the horizon. Look to the future. This is in exact contrast to your challenge, which is romanticizing the past, reminiscing on the past, getting lost in the past, stuck in the past. Look to the future instead. You're not, this is not about forgetting what happened, or, yeah, it's not about forgetting what happened. It's not about cutting yourself off from the full spectrum of what happened, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, all of it. This is Spirit's way of inviting you to simply learn from every last thing that happened, from the full truth of what was. Learn about yourself more and look to the future. Look to the future, look to the future. Look to what is possible, because the Ace of Pentacles is here for you. And more than that, the Two of Wands is about looking to the future and planning, but the Three of Wands, which is what you have, is about starting to take action on this new horizon that's available to you. So what kind of action can you take towards the future you know is possible for you, turning that Ace of Pentacles into the Nine of Pentacles? Knight of Pentacles. Action. Slow and steady action, but action nonetheless. Knights are action. So there's no rush, right? There's nothing to rush towards. There's nothing to grasp at. You're not trying to escape from your past. You don't need to escape from anything. You're moving on already. It's already done. So just stay consistent. Stay in the practice. I feel like that practice card is perfectly paired with the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady. One brick at a time. One day at a time. The tiniest little actions that you do every single day, they add up. They add up. They add up. They add up. What vision do you have for yourself in the long term now? And what little actions can you take on a daily basis that will get you there? If you trust, if you stay devoted, if you stay consistent. Okay, let's get a journal prompt for you from my journal prompt deck, and then we'll get a closing message. All right. Journal prompt for Cancer. Yes. Oh my gosh. What do you need to give yourself today? Permission to relax or a healthy push? You decide. You use your own intuition to feel into where you are today. Do you need to give yourself permission to relax? Or do you need to give yourself a healthy push? The first thing that came to mind when I saw that question, what do you need to give yourself, took me back to that King of Cups. What have you been giving externally that you are now capable of giving to yourself instead? Or I should say, giving to yourself first and foremost. Because when you give that to yourself consistently over time, day by day by day, eventually what is meant for you just lands in your life, and it's so very obvious, right? Let's get a closing message from Anatomy of a Witch Oracle. Maybe today you need to conserve your energy. Four of Pentacles, right? Rest. Just be alone. Enjoy the peace you're cultivating for yourself. Or maybe today's the day to start taking that little action. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Take a little action towards the future you want to build rather than ruminating on the past, right? Closing message for Cancer. Protect. Four of Pentacles. Protecting and conserving your own energy is so important right now. Right, let's see what the guidebook says. And that also, came through for Virgo. Virgo's reading was very different, but there's just key, critical bits of overlap here that are fascinating. A deer skull is encircled by rue, mugwort, rosemary, and star anise. A 5-pointed star is displayed between the antler prongs, made up of a red ribbon that weaves down and through all of the herbs. One of the most fundamental and essential forms of magic is protection work. Protection has many forms and functions: defending, preventing, preparing, ensuring safety, creating secrecy, securing space, etc. Some protective things we must make a conscious choice to use, like an oven mat, while others, such as a Nazar amulet, do the work without us even having to think about it. Protection means checking our defenses, establishing wards, connecting with guardians, maintaining good spiritual health, and making sure we're prepared for the repercussions of our own actions. Ooh, interesting. We must also consider what it is we are looking to protect. Sometimes we put our guard up when we need to be more open, simply because we're afraid or uncertain. Use your skills of perception to tell the difference between friend and foe. Defend, keep, and circle. Daily protection is vital to magical living, yet far too easy to forget about. Daily protection, daily practice. What does it mean to you personally to protect your energy? Every once in a while this comes up in a reading, this concept of protection, and it's something that I do believe is very important to engage with, but can very easily become something that is fear-based. Because if you're constantly worried about protecting yourself, then you're just attracting more things to be worried about, right? So it's almost like, can you anchor into the embodiment, the truth of, I am safe, I am protected, I am whole and healed, however you want to say it, right now. And from this state of wholeness and divine protection that I am and that I have, how am I inspired to maintain that? As opposed to, I am vulnerable and at risk and I'm terrified and I need to make sure that all my defenses are up at all times or else something terrible is going to happen, right? You can engage with protection energy from an empowered place or a disempowered place. So just contemplate that for yourself. But clearly, protecting your own energy is the key here. It's the key here. Nurturing and accumulating your own energy and love for yourself is certainly what is most important right now. Okay. Thank you for letting me read for you, Cancer. I hope this was helpful or at least thought-provoking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. And of course, I'll be putting that journal prompt as well as a bunch of others in the description box. So be sure to check them out. They'll help you to process everything and take your inner work a little deeper. I'll see you next time. Bye.